Now let's go on to yeah. This one was a stunner for quite a number. Of course, so first and foremost, if we just look at all of the rugby championship results, New Zealand, by the skin of their teeth, survived a Wallabies onslaught, but they came out 31-28 winners. And then it was the Springboks who got stunned. Many thought that Springboks were going to wrap it all up in terms of winning the rugby championship, but they lost out 29-28. Very close win, but either way, it is Argentina. Now let's focus on Argentina. My oh my, what a journey it has been over the last, give or take, 6 to 7 years. Their journey has been really, really good. And now here they are, they've beaten the world champions. And many others are saying,
let's focus on the rugby championship. The rugby championship.
Yeah.
They've beaten New Zealand.
Yep.
They've beaten Australia. They've beaten South Africa. What more would you ask of them? They've beaten all the 3 teams that they never used to beat in the last few years. So basically, looking at it, my worst fear is about to be realized. My worst fear is
that they might just go on and win it.
No, they might not go. You see, I've looked at all their games. This rugby championship 2024. They beat Australia. Lost horribly the second game. They beat New Zealand. Lost horribly the second game. They beat South Africa. This is like what's coming. I'm not looking at it. Okay, there's a big defeat coming. That's the trend I'm reading in. Okay, they win one, then they lose dismally. Like the 2 different teams playing.
Maybe is it you would have put absolutely everything into this 1-1, and then most probably you just don't have anything left in the tank for the second one.
I wouldn't say so. They've won first game, they've lost. Second, if they win the first game, like they did with the All Blacks, then lose the second game. They won the first game with Australia, they lost the second one. It's not making sense to me how you go up there, then you come down and you lose 67-10 to Australia that you walloped the previous day. And the previous weekend you win by such a massive margin. They beat them 67. When you come back and the numbers are on you again, you're wondering, okay,
so what happened?
Why didn't you just do what you did right? Seems like you went and figured out what they did wrong and you started playing that. You repeated everything they did wrong. And it's interesting that the leadership circle for the Pumas has remained consistent. It's always been Creevy, Pablo Matera, despite the fact that he's retired. I believe he's a leader within the squad. Creevy, Pablo Matera, Lavanini, the guys are doing the work, but they're not telling the guys, it's not done.
We
still have another game.
We have
still have another game. Let's finish them off. All those guys were there for the whooping. Like Australia is not playing their best rugby right now. Despite the fact that they
managed to pick up.
They made the All Blacks work for this victory. Seems we're not looking at who's playing rugby anymore. We're just going onto the field and not strategizing. How do you do? The only team that has had back-to-back victories has been South Africa beating Australia, beating New Zealand. Then this time, I don't know, maybe it's the tinkering a little bit.
Because look, he's been tinkering every single game. He's not had a consistent starting 15 throughout the rugby championship. It's either he changes the fly off, he changes this, he moves Cheslin Colby into second center. He does something some experimentation, which is fair and fine. That's Rassi Erasmus for you. He's the mind games man.
Well, with a try from a line out by Cheslin Colby. You didn't wonder, okay, it worked. It's interesting, it would. Then if it doesn't work, you're like, okay, do we blame the player? Blame the coach?
Where do we go?
With that? Is it the coach's idea or the leadership of the field is saying, oh guys, let's be creative.
Let's just do something.
And the confidence to have your wing throwing a line out, then going back to his position. If he lost the line out, it was going to be a kick for touch.
Yeah.
And you're not there.
Crazy stuff.
But it works. On a good day, it works, and he gets away with it.
Yeah.
Then on, well, this time it didn't work.
Many are blaming Manny Libok for it having maybe a horrible game in terms of kicking for posts and things like that. But is there not also a general feeling that maybe the Springboks are running on their last legs right now? Because if we look at that star-studded lineup, which went and won the World Cup in Tokyo, and then repeated the feat in France. Most of these guys have now hit their 30s, and some of them are going into their mid-30s now. And that it's very unlikely that they will be proceeding to the next World Cup. So maybe now it's for Rassie Erasmus to start blending in some of the guys that he's now looking towards for the 2027 World Cup. Do you think that they might be in the same stead as the Siya Kolisis, the Malcolm Marxes, the Dwayne Vermeulens, the Faf de Klerks, Andre Pollards, the Willie Leroux's? I mean, we can go on in terms of this list. Are they in the same class and caliber, or do you think that this might be the time that the Boks might just start tapering off?
I'm conflicted about that. First of all, I'm an All Blacks fan. So looking at the game, this same squad beat Australia. So there's nothing much to debate about. If you're saying they're a bad squad or anything, they beat Australia. They also used bulk of that squad against New Zealand, and they won. So yes, he's doing whatever he's doing. It's post World Cup. World Cup was 2023. They have this whole year to think of the next World Cup. Yes, the players are tapering off in their 30s, but they've won 4 games on the trot. So that doesn't come into play. Experience, age is not coming into play because they've won 4 games on the trot. This one game went sideways for some reason. I wouldn't want, for lack of a better idea, I would lay it all on Salman Murat. He's the captain on the day. You have a 17-point lead. How do we secure our 17-point lead? What do we do right? How do we defend? They tried their blitz defense. It was Argentina found a way around it. The quick passes found the way on the edges, found the gaps on the outside as they were rushing. So you really can say, unfortunately, before I go on, leave Manny Libok alone. He played with 14 other guys who did not defend, who did not score other tries after that. He missed a penalty when it mattered most, but the 15 of them, before he came on board with Andre Pollard on the field, they let go of a 17-point lead. You do not let go of 17 points and then go to the halftime with they were down.
And expect to win,
and expect to come back and say, okay, Manny Libok is going to rescue us if we get a penalty. What if that penalty didn't come? They lost the game because 15 guys didn't play. You play as a team, you win as a team, you lose as a team. And right now, unfortunately, only Manny Libok is suffering from the media backlash. It actually should rest on Rassie's head right now. Rassie put the captain on the field. Captain played a good game. Salman Murat actually played a good game. Captain should have led. The senior players on the field, Chesley, Andre Pollard, all those guys should have said, okay, we're seeing how they're beating us. Let's adjust. None of them went to him and said, let's adjust our backline.
Let's do something
different. Let's defend different. They played according to how they trained, which is what they were taught by Rassie over the week. So it comes down to that. You let go of a 17-point lead. You went into the break under pressure from Argentina. It was never about that one penalty.
There was more to it.
There's more to it.
Oh, definitely, there was more to it. I know that there are some Box fans that will have their say. Look, we are both All Blacks fans. I mean, we'll stay that way as long as it remains. But I think for the Springboks, a couple of lessons that they need to learn. And well, there is a likelihood that they're going to seal this thing when it does come home and they play against Argentina in front of that, massive crowd on home turf.